Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Musicality. You're now back with us in studio. And joining me in studio this morning, the first of my guests today, is Mark O'Hare of the cruise ship project that's coming into Warrenpoint. How are you, Mark?
Very well, thanks, Ron.
Yeah, I was commenting earlier, it's very difficult to get anyone out of bed to come in here before 9 o'clock, but here you are with us. You're wonderful. Yeah. You've bitten the bullet and got up and come in, and you are here with us. Good news, Mark. It's when we last talked about this, maybe 6 months ago, we had nothing concrete to be going on with. But right. Now you have a ship.
Well, at the time, yeah, we had really just started the project. We knew that the port could accept these vessels. We knew the area was a great area of geographic location. It had everything except the ships. We now have one ship, which is a start. That ship is the Saga Pearl 2, which will arrive on the 20th of July 2014. So a year ahead of schedule.
A year ahead of schedule.
So that'll pretty much act as the shop window.
Yeah. And is that the Saga company that looks after older people?
Yeah, it is. The demographic of this cruise vessel is probably going to be 55 plus.
Yes.
Which is great for the area because of the spending power.
Absolutely.
And just for interest's sake, to highlight that, the price of the cruise for the passengers is going to be working out between 2,900 right up to 10,000.
Wow!
So it shows that
these guys have got dough. These have got dough.
Yeah.
I tell you. Yeah, absolutely. But they're not sort of leaving Cherbourg or Dover or somewhere else and coming to Warrenpoint and going back. We are a stop off on the wider cruise.
This is going to be considered a trial.
Yes.
And Saga is the first company to bite the bullet. It's a cruise around Iceland. They're going to be making 4 stops in Iceland. Before they do that, they're making a couple of stops in the Faroes. And then after Iceland, they're travelling back to Dover via Warrenpoint.
Wow. Can't you imagine? They'll have seen all of that wonderment of Iceland and the Faroes. And then they fetch up down the Irish Sea, and they come to the mouth of Carlingford Lough.
That's
with
right.
Slieve Foy out to the port side, the foothills of the Mournes to the starboard side, and they will already have passed the Mournes coming down across Dundrum Bay and Strangford Lough. You got it, and maybe Strangford would have liked it.
Well, that's it, and that's one of the highlights that all of our ship captains of the bulk vessels that come in, they always state about. They always talk about how lovely it is travelling up the fjord.
Yeah.
And it's quite unique.
Yeah.
Especially also the fact that you've got northern on one side, southern on the other
That's
side.
right.
A lot of ships captains can't get their head around that, and that was one of the items that Saga really liked.
Like that, indeed. You have your wider and other responsibilities in shipping. What are those?
Yeah, we are ultimately ships agents.
Yeah. And what I see a lot of ships coming and going out of Warrenpoint, very healthy indeed. Are you the agent for those ships?
No, some of them.
Some of them.
And we look after quite a few products.
Yeah.
Also in Belfast, just highlight that as well. We look after the animal feeds in Warrenpoint. We do a lot of freight forwarding. We do chartering of vessels. We have a wide and varied angle in shipping.
Yeah. Well, your provenance is great. You stand on the shoulder of giants. It's the Hain Company, is it not?
That's right, yep. Samuel Stewart is the ship's agency branch of Hain.
Was it George Hain? I'm not sure about that, but
I'm not
certainly
sure.
Hain. I remember in my yachting days, if I wanted to get a piece of hardware like an anchor to put down as a mooring, you always made contact first in Hain, and they directed you down into the shipyard and where you could go to buy your anchor. They were always very helpful.
Well, that would still be the case, and the origins of Hain's actually Headway.
Yes.
Who had their own vessels.
Yeah.
Going back into the 1800s.
They were home waters rather than blue water, were they?
Yeah, that'd be right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be smaller vessels. And then Hain came from that, and Samuel Stewart's. But the company's still there and thriving, operating out of Corey Place in Belfast in the harbour.
Yeah.
So
I remember. Is Corrie Place? It's a majestic building. Isn't that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah, it is.
It's an old building.
It's beside that. It's a newer building now. But
But you know what I'm talking about.
I do indeed. Yes,
you
yes.
do
It's
indeed.
a very impressive building.
Well, listen. Are you a local man? How did you get into shipping?
I am. I left school.
Which
at
school?
18, the Abbey.
Wow, he's
Yeah.
an Abbey boy as well.
Yeah, so I left school and went to a rival shipping firm to ourselves now.
Yeah.
So I've been doing this for 14, 15 years.
Yeah. What drew you to shipping?
I just found at the time it was very interesting. It was a nice route to get away from school. Yeah, so and as my interest has just grown as the years went by, and especially now bringing in the type of vessels we're bringing and talking about the cruise vessels.
Absolutely.
It's a great angle.
Do you get to travel on the boats that come and go yourself?
No, sadly not.
Yeah,
No.
I'm sure you could if you wished. You could make it happen.
Well,
yeah.
if you wish, but no, we like to stay on the shore side.
Yeah. Where on shoreside, and what were the circumstances that created the vision for the cruise ships?
It was really just ourselves chatting about it.
Just a chat
Time.
over a cup of coffee.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
We thought it was ourselves and the Harbour Authority, Peter Conway, Kieran Cunningham.
yeah,
We thought at the time, well, there's 17 other ports in the island. All take small ports, large ports. They're all
Yeah.
taking cruise vessels in. Why can't Warren Point?
yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose the extraordinary thing is, with our scenery and with our product, that this didn't happen years ago.
Well, that's right. But then we had the redevelopment. The Harbour Authority had the redevelopment some years ago. That's given us the extra draft.
Yeah,
So we have now got a minimum of 7.5. We can accept vessels up to 8.5 metres.
yeah,
That's opened a lot of scope for us.
yeah.
Yeah. In saying that, these cruise vessels, this one that we have already confirmed, it will only be coming in with just over 6 metre draft, so it'll be fine.
Yes, yeah,
It'll be fine.
The Saga Pearl, where will she tie up? Obviously, she can't go into the Ro-Ro berth.
No, it'll probably be berth 5.
Where
just
is
on
that?
The corner.
Just on the corner,
Just on
sort
the
of
corner, so
pointing in towards the dock.
Exactly. So you'll be able to see it from the.
You have a good view
Yeah,
of
sure,
it.
we're looking across.
I look out of my house and see it in the morning time.
Yeah, it's a nice view.
One of the great joys I have in life as an old seaman and an old boater is to hear the coming and going of the boats, the beginning of every day, and then to see them go out again at night. It's a lovely, lovely experience.
And there seems to be a lot more at the moment. The port's
It's
getting
very
a lot busy.
It really is.
And there's
you
a
know.
wide and varied cargo depth
Yeah.
at the moment.
Peter was telling me that you're shipping out Quinn cement down to the southeast of England for the housing boom
That's
down
right.
there.
That started quite recently, I suppose a
Yeah.
number of months ago.
Fantastic.
It's yeah, and that seems to be thriving at the moment.
Absolutely.
Mm.
So what about your a necessary partner in this is Newry and Mourne District Council.
That's correct. Yeah.
What's their take on it all? Did they think you were mad to begin with?
Well, I think it's something that they had thought about over the years as well, but nothing was ever really done. And now they've come on board. They've put their money where their mouth is, so to
Yeah.
speak. So as such, like I said, this first vessel is considered a trial version.
Yes, of course.
It's a shop window. To gather more interest, we're really going to have to. We have confirmed one. We're going to a trade convention in September. That's going to give us the opportunity to chat to all of the other
Yeah.
ship owners directly, as opposed to phone calls, emails,
Absolutely.
and also it means we don't have to actually travel to America to see these people. We can
Yes.
see them all in Hamburg. So the council has come up trumps on that,
Yeah.
and it's a necessary evil. We really have
Absolutely.
to.
You have to
because
go and do these things.
You
Do-
do.
It doesn't
you do.
come to you and say, "Look, I'm here for you."
No.
You have to go out and get it.
You do. You do.
Absolutely.
Purely because a lot of these companies have never heard of Warren Point. They think of
No.
Northern Ireland, they think of Belfast,
Yeah,
they think of
not Warren
Ireland, they
Point.
think of Dublin.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't think of Warren Point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And of course, we're on the cusp now of the announcement about the bridge.
which is going to help.
Yeah. You think that'll help?
Possibly, yeah. The marina as well, which was talked about, also would have helped.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this side of things, it could. It's in that we're going to keep everybody around Newry and Mourne area,
Yes, of course. Yeah.
but it also opens up the possibility of travelling over to Carlingford
Of course
as
it
well.
does.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
Because this vessel, it's only going to be a 9-hour stay.
Yeah.
It's arriving at 8 o'clock in the morning, sailing at 1700.
Wow.
So it's quite quick.
Yeah.
But that's normal for most of these cruise
you know
vessels.
what you know. It's one of the things strikes me. A few years back, if someone sitting in your seat as you are now, you'd be bringing with you a little DVD of the area, a tourism promotional product showing the beauty of the area.
Yeah.
Have you something like that to market?
Because it's all happened quite quick. That's getting developed at the moment.
Good.
Yeah, that'll all be ready by the time September comes.
By the time September comes, yeah.
But not just at the moment.
Okay, but it's there as a tool in the armour.
Oh, it's needed.
Yeah,
it's needed. Yeah, we can't go empty-handed.
Mark, the other thing to say to you is it dovetailing with our wonderful Fiddler's Green Festival?
That's possibly something that's going to happen over the years. I would like to think. This vessel that's coming, not so much at the moment.
Yeah,
not so much. It's going to be a lot of these tourists are going to be going on maybe half-day excursions. So it's going to leave them back into Warren Point,
Silent Valley, and things.
Yeah,
like
of course, but it's going to leave them back into Warren Point for the early afternoon.
Yeah,
there's not really going to be the time to, once they right back into Warren Point, to go further afield. Maybe after they do the initial excursion.
Of course.
But in saying that, that's one of the main advantages that Warren Point has.
Yes.
That be it berth and berth 6, which is cross berth, or berth 5, you're only between 200 and 300 metres away from the town.
Wow, indeed.
Which is a unique aspect.
Yeah.
There's maybe no other, maybe Cove is the only other
Absolutely.
port in Ireland
Yeah.
that you can do that. Everywhere else you need a shuttle bus.
Absolutely.
Or a bus.
But Mark, we're going to have to make sure that Warren Point is at its shimmering best.
Yeah.
And all the dog crap that's around the place that we hear so much about. And Warren Point people talk about it all the time. They're disgusted by it. They don't want it, and they're constantly angry about it. But we need to to tidy the place and make it, the park, for example, the painting of the bandstand and all of that. We have an opportunity here to put our best foot forward. That could open a door to God knows what.
Yeah, correct. And the council is on board with that. They're totally aware, as well as the chamber. We've chatted with them too. We've had a few meetings. So everybody's singing from the same hymn sheet here.
Yeah, but it's I have to say to you, it's my experience in life that which you think is obvious and will be done doesn't automatically get done, not because people don't want to do it, but because it hasn't been shepherded out to one particular department or another. So I do think you need to keep saying that, and this needs to be on every agenda. It
is on every agenda at the moment. The meetings are going to come a lot heavier now from now. We've had quite a few so far, but like I said, the council is fully aware what has to be done.
Great.
They know that this is a shop window. These passengers will talk. Saga talk to other cruise lines. So really, the town has to be looking.
Yeah, at its best. At its best.
Yeah.
Well, I do know the people up on the hill and the red brick building on the hill. I see there's a kind of great initiative there at the moment. People are keen to get things done. Good things are happening. In here today, we have the Charlie Casey coming in with a Latvian person who's been shadowing him.
Oh, okay.
He's a councillor, and this person from Latvia doesn't quite know what goes on at council. But with Charlie, and there are other councillors involved as well, you see, people from our new European community coming into us, and coming and being involved and finding out what council does, you see. And there's Mick, how are you? And John, please have a seat, we'll talk with you presently. These are great, good men of sculpture.
Oh, okay.
One of Ireland's greatest sculptors has joined us in the room now. And I make him blush by thus saying, but there you are. And his eminent and magnificent driver. But they're good up there now. Eddie Curtis and his team are making things happen, and you're at the heart of that.
Yeah, of course. This is there's been quite a few tourist development ideas over the years, but this is one that can happen in one day. That's going to bring a lot of people into the area. Not only the cruise passengers, but also the people coming in to see the vessel.
Yes,
that's going to be made a big deal of. Possibly there is going to be a lot of events for that day.
Absolutely.
It's going to entice a lot of people in to watch.
And you see, I love to see the tall ships coming, but the tall ships are quite limited, and they're for a sectional audience. But your people are ordinary folk who are out travelling, who are out cruising in the world, at a time in their life when they can afford to spend a few bob, and they're coming in and doing it.
Of course, yeah. And that's the great thing.
That's
about
the
it,
crunch, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the crunch of it. So I wish you well, Mark.
Thank you.
It's very good. And we've a piece of Rod Stewart coming for you now, which I hope will do the trick. Sean, take it away there.